So I started doing this cold opening thing, and I'm not sure that works because then I forget to do the introduction. So let's do the introduction. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Reboot It. Tonight we're joined by
Justin Rogoski.
Benny Carnes.
Okay, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Anything happened today that was exciting?
No, I don't know. Yes, something did happen.
What happened?
HackerCon call for papers opened up today.
And when does it close?
It closed September 1st. And get your submissions in. Room blocks are live. And registration is open. We've already had one submission. And one person has already registered that I know of.
And the dates for that is November 19th, 17th through the 19th, South Charleston, West Virginia. It's at the end of the list of conferences in the show notes.
Yes.
HackerCon 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
So what's going to happen this year at HackerCon? Any new events, any planned events?
Well, we're going to have the Capture the Flag game, of course, which will also have the dodgeball theme as well.
Okay.
It will be a bracket system, and then there will be. I've talked to or sent an email out to the SME guys, Sean with SME, see if they could do the hardware hacking again.
Awesome, that's great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a good time. It was popular too.
Sean has been to every HackerCon. Sean and his buddy, I can't remember his name.
Kevin.
Yeah, they are. We ought to give them some sort of, commemorative HackerCon. They one of the few people, other than myself and Matt, who have attended every HackerCon.
Yeah, and the interesting part is, the first year we did Secure WV, so it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, whatever. They couldn't. It's Secure WV 3, but HackerCon 8. They couldn't make it, but they still bought tickets anyway.
Yeah,
and I think they ended up showing up, and then they canceled. But they could only stay for like a little bit. But they were like, "Man, we just wanted to make sure that we were here even for a little bit." And so they're great people.
They are big supporters of HackerCon.
They're excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the situation here? What is the difference between Secure WV and HackerCon?
Well, Cotton, I'll tell you. So, as everyone knows, we had some issues when it was HackerCon, and people didn't like the name. They didn't like that it had hacker in it, so they couldn't get their companies to pay for it, and people thought we were just a bunch of hackers. Then we thought
we're not.
Yeah, we're kind of.
I don't really hack.
Yeah, only for food. But anyway, so they ended up. We thought, okay, we'll change the name. We'll go to Secure WV. And then we got a lot of flack from people saying, well, why did you change the name? So we figured out last year that we would do 2 cons in one. And if you buy the ticket, it will say Secure WV so that companies will pay for it. But in reality, and also with Secure WV, we tried having a more general conference, not as in-depth, because that was another thing that we heard, that it was over top of some people's heads. And so we decided that with Secure WV, we try and be a more general conference. So basically, last year we decided that on Friday will be Secure WV. You'll buy your tickets, it'll say Secure WV. But Saturday and Sunday is really HackerCon, and that's where the things get more detailed. The training classes are more in depth. The talks get more technical. And originally, that was Saturday would be the actual start of the Capture the Flag, but we decided last year because we wanted to do more with it, and there were more servers involved, we decided to open it right after Dave's talk last year. So It actually ran until early Sunday. I want to say like early afternoon on Sunday, right after lunch or something. So, and last year, Hack 5 actually sponsored that by giving us the prizes. And I've already talked with them this time, and hopefully they'll be able to do it again. That's really cool that they offer that sponsorship service, and you can get, last year they gave a Wi-Fi Pineapple Nano, a land turtle, and a U.S. rubber ducky. And I think that's still the same. So hopefully we'll have news on that in the next few weeks. And this year we're also doing the forensics track with your all's digital evidence folks. And, John and Josh. And that went over really well last year. A lot of people liked it. I think out of the whole thing, their classes were full all the time. Even during a break, there were people asking them questions and things like that. So we're going to do that again this year. Haven't really discussed what training classes we're going to do. There were some people that came up and wanted us to do a fourth track last year and call it the neckbeard track and be very technical. But I don't think we have the space, and two, we may have to work into that one a little bit. So the training classes may get, we may have more technical training classes, Saturday afternoon and Sunday. So we'll see how that goes.
So I heard rumors that there's a crypto challenge this year.
Yep, there's a crypto challenge. John Moore has got he's got a pretty wicked crypto challenge. We're working to try and get a room set up so that they can actually go and just be a crypto challenge room where they can kind of sit there and swap notes and just do the crypto stuff. Because it can get kind of noisy in the hallway. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm talking with a ham group here in Charleston.
Amateur radio?
Amateur radio.
Okay.
Oh, not the meat product?
Not the meat product.
I don't know if I can eat that much ham.
Whatever.
But you guys had mentioned earlier about seeing if they could come in and give a test, and I'll see what I can find out. That would be really cool. Yeah. I didn't even think about that because I think there's a lot.
The group is probably giving them a monthly anyway. So amateur radio is an aging, dying hobby, unfortunately. We want to get new blood into it.
Well, from talking with these guys and looking on some of the stuff out there, there is a lot of stuff that they are experimenting with in the group, and that's kind of how I got involved. That kind of ties in with what we do, as far as like sending out. They can send out messages through over the regular ham equipment, amateur radio equipment, and it would be interesting to see what we can tie in with like SDR stuff, software defined radio stuff. And
it'd be really cool if we can get a Great Scott Hack RF or even one of those really cool expensive.
They're pricey, but maybe we can pull our money.
Yeah, I
would
would
have
love
a bake sale or something.
It's a brownie sale, that kind of brownie.
Whoa!
Yeah, whoa! Yeah, that would be cool.
Is there weed in them?
No, but you can have
so many then.
I'm not for human trafficking. I just want to go on record saying
that. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to have one of those devices up, because I mean you can do some amazing stuff with it. But they're also $500. So, but yeah, I mean it's going to be a pretty good year this year. I've also been in contact with the Mid Ohio Valley IT sector group, and there's some folks there that we're going to try and bring in to at least come and attend the conference, because they haven't heard about it up in Parkersburg. So hopefully we can get more people that way as well.
Awesome. So let's run through the different conferences we have coming up, and we'll come back to talking about HackerCon. SecureWD/HackerCon a little bit later in the show. So upcoming conferences: B-Sides London, June 7th in London, England.
England?
Yes. securitybsides.org.uk.
My favorite London.
It's better than London, West Virginia. Just doesn't hold a candle to London, Kentucky. And
if you go for bangers and mash in London, West Virginia,
you're probably going to get ramps.
Yeah.
Circle CityCon, June 9th to the 11th, in Indianapolis, Indiana. CircleCityCon.com. B-Sides Pittsburgh. Justin, you going to B-Sides Pittsburgh this year?
I am. I paid my $5. I'm getting my T-shirt. I'm not speaking this year, but I'm definitely going.
Awesome. So www.bsidespittsburgh.com. You know where that's going to be?
The Spirit Bar in Lawrenceville. It's in Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
They have free breakfast, free lunch, and they had beer free on tap. I don't know if they're doing that again this year or not.
Oh, might have to clear my calendar. B-Sides Cleveland, June 23rd and 24th. B-Sides Liquor Lounge and the Grog Shop in Cleveland, Ohio. B-SidesCLE.com. Cybersecurity World, June 28th and 29th in Denver, Colorado. Cybersecurityworld.misti.com. Black Hat USA 2017. Trainings are July 22nd to the 25th. There's some really cool trainings happening this year. And the conference is July 26th and 27th. It's at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada. Besides Las Vegas, July 25th to 26th at the Tuscany Suites in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's bsideslv.org. My dyslexia just kicked in.
Words is hard.
Words are hard. Good thing I teach college. DEF CON 25 at Caesars, July 27th through the 30th. defcon.org is the web address. DerbyCon 7.0 is sold out.
I thought it was canceled.
No, not yet. The CFP is open. If you want to get tickets, my advice to you is either volunteer to be on the AV team with Adrian or submit a talk. I have a room, but no ticket at this point. B-Sides, DC, October 6th to 7th, the Renaissance in Washington, District of Columbia. CFP is open. Skydog Con, October 20th through the 22nd. It's in Embassy Suites, Nashville South Cool Springs, which is in Franklin, Tennessee, which is still Nashville. Skydogcon.com. GrrCon, Grand Rapids, Michigan. CFP is open. It's grrcon.com. B-Sides Raleigh, October 28th. The Wells Fargo's IMAX Theater in Raleigh, North Carolina. CFP is open. B-SidesRaleigh.ninja is their homepage. B-Sides Charleston, great time. Sorry I didn't make it last year. Keynoted there, I believe it was 2 years ago. bsidescharleston.com. This is Charleston, South Carolina. It's at the College of Charleston. And then back to HackerCon 8, the Ocho, November 7th, 18th to the 19th. That is the weekend before Thanksgiving. Is that correct?
Correct.
CFP is open. CFP closes on September the 1st. SecureWV.com.
And also, the registration is open, and room blocks are open as well.
Yeah, so go to the website and you'll see that. Also, if you want to sponsor, let us know. Always looking for sponsors.
Still looking for sponsors. And the sponsorship package information is on there. If you want to donate, you can actually donate right off the homepage.
And it is tax deductible. We are a 501c3.
That is correct.
3 or 4 Geeks is, yeah. 3 or 4
And,
Geeks is the organization that puts on HackerCon Secure WV.
Yes. And also on the sponsorship packages page, in the third paragraph, there is you can download if you want to give more information for your business or people are asking about it. There is a background information paper on there that people can print off and hand to their businesses that talk about, how many people we have, what regions they're from. We're not tracking, everything where people are from or anything like that. It's just general. These are the areas that we know. We don't track the really hardcore stuff. So, but yeah, they can go on there and if there's something that somebody wants to sponsor that, it's in between 2 packages or they can't make the smallest one, then you know what? Let us know. You can help us out in any way. So
We're flexible.
we are flexible. And
I'm not that flexible. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
We know.
All of the packages allow you to have a table. Space is limited, but we can always set up a table or give half a table out. And we've not really had a problem with that as we're doing it. But we already do have sponsors. We have Greenbrier, of course. And then Trusted Sec is Sin and Adrian. So they always come in as a sponsor. And then, of course, Marshall, the Digital Forensics Information Assurance Group, is doing the forensics track. I don't know if I said that earlier.
Yeah, sounds great.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
Well, the digital forensics, the information assurance, probably will not do a forensics track because I don't know anything about forensics.
Oh, come on.
Hey, you all remember that South Park where Cartman's in the spelling bee?
No.
Cartman spell forensics. Never mind. Look it up. Awesome. Let's talk about some stories. So, Booz Allen Hamilton leaves U.S. government files on unprotected Amazon server. Did you all see this story?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, what the hell happened?
I don't think it was like anything malicious.
I think it was just a misconfiguration. Yeah.
28 gigs of data, though. I mean,
That's a lot of data.
that's a big screw up.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm going to delete some of these and go down to Benny's stories. They're probably more interesting.
What? No.
No, well, okay. Well, let's go. Let's go ahead and run through these. You can read about the Bozo Allen. I'm sorry, the Bozo Allen Hamilton.
But no, wait a minute. Going back to that, some of it was unencrypted passwords belonging to the contractors and different clearances.
For government systems.
Let me ask you a couple questions. Do y'all know where Snowden worked when he was a government contractor?
Ooh.
Next story. Bose Allen has had issues in the past. Every organization has issues, but this is pretty boneheaded. And it's an example of why you want to make sure when you configure your cloud servers that you understand best practices and doing what you need to do. And as I told a U.S. congressman I talked to earlier was asking me about putting federal government stuff in the cloud, I said the cloud's just somebody else's computer.
Yep.
And it's not going to – the cloud's not a magical space where you put your information. It's, in unicorn land where it's going to be protected from everything. It has its own pitfalls.
I hate to say it, but knowing what you're doing is not specifically only applicable to the cloud. It's no matter where you put your data.
Oh, I understand, but the cloud's not some sort of magic place to put your data where it's going to be
new and shiny and
right. It becomes a buzzword,
Those were bingo.
A Silk Road founder, Ross, how do you pronounce his last name?
Ulbricht.
Ulbricht loses his appeal in trial connected to dark web. So this guy basically went to jail for life without parole, and they're not really sure he's the guy. Did you all know this whole story?
I did not. No, I thought it was a slam dunk.
There is some question about if this guy was being guided by somebody else, or if there's not multiple people who inhabit the same identity. People who know him don't know that he's smart enough to do what he was alleged to be done. I mean, he was convicted, but it's an interesting story, and life without parole. That's another situation where someone convicted of cybercrime gets thrown under the bus, but yet, rapists and murderers serve less time.
Adrian actually did a talk on Mr. Ulbricht at HackerCon last year, the year before, whatever.
Did he?
And it was really interesting. Yeah, he talked about the OPSEC failure that led to him being arrested.
Okay. Adrian always has interesting talks, so I think I missed that. I might have to go find it.
Yeah, his talks are really good.
So anyway, this guy's in jail, serving life without parole for running Silk Road 1. That whole case is iffy. There was two rogue FBI agents that made off with Bitcoin. It's just a mess. It's an interesting story. Take a look at it if you want to look it up. 2017 has already racked up 1,200 breaches. We're on pace for the worst year ever, and it's what? Not even halfway through June. Yeah. I didn't know what month it was. I'm like, and it's January. Pretty amazing. Every breach is the worst one ever. And we have some breach
media.
We have some breaches coming up here we need to talk about in the story notes. Shadow brokers are now selling monthly subscriptions to their O-Day subscription service. I think it's like $20,000. The thing about this is,
I didn't think they were selling. I thought they were trying.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting to me. There are people debating on Twitter if they should pay for it or not. Why is that even a question?
Can I borrow $21,000? It's unrelated.
Well, the whole thing is why do you want to pay these people for O-Days?
So you have them?
Well, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, if you're the NSA, you already have them. People who already need them have them.
Yeah, but if you're North Korea or Libya?
Yeah, well, there's, the allegations because of the shadow brokers. Some people say that they are North Korea. So I think, and this is just me, that they're probably patriotic hackers probably in Russia,
nice,
working under the protection of Russian government.
Fake news.
They've done this for years. I mean, nation states have used patriotic hackers as their proxy for this sort of thing. And one of the reasons they may be hackers.
Yeah, I love how they're adding patriotic because, it's now, well, they're blurring that term, but anyway.
Well, patriotic hackers have been around for a long time. The Chinese have had them. The Russians have had them. They're not proud to be communists. They're proud to be Chinese. And if you say something bad about them, they'll come after you. It's like the Russians versus the Palestinian hackers. That's all based upon nationalism and patriotism. It's not particularly based on anything else.
Yeah, but it's not just hackers. Nations have been doing this with real fighting for years.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but I'm just taking it in the realm of cyber warfare. So, and I think the shadow brokers are likely patriotic hackers who need money. So that's the reason they're trying to sell this shit.
People like to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us more than others.
Nice. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe.
Credit card breach at Kmart.
Blue Light Special.
Another day, another credit card breach. Does anyone shop at Kmart?
Well, obviously
somebody does, evidently.
Okay, let me ask you all this question. When was the last time you bought something at a Kmart?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing to me that they're still open. But
I'm
apparently,
I know. Well, I know of quite a few people here in Charleston that do.
It hadn't been that
I
long
don't.
ago.
Yeah.
it's been 10 years for me. I don't
I
even
mean,
like to walk
honestly, if
into
they
a
sell
Kmart.
something cheaper than somebody else, I'll go there.
I
Yeah.
order everything I can online. Today I
I'm
ordered
coming that way
ammunition
too.
online. Isn't America great?
Oh, amen. Amen.
um, so
That's not even a question.
basically what's happened is the point of sale systems got infected with malware. Malware scrapes the credit card information. This is similar to other attacks, even dating back to Target.
And what was that malware backed by? Could those be just regular Windows boxes?
Yes.
Most point of sale systems are Windows boxes, and
Other
sometimes
POS is all right.
and sometimes they're patched, and sometimes they're air gapped, and sometimes they're not. So it's at the point where I'm almost afraid to use my credit card for anything. Well, maybe my debit card. Maybe I
I'll
should
use
switch
it.
to a credit card. Well, here's the thing: is that I'm trying to pay cash for everything. I've paid off half my credit card debt. I'm so happy about it, and I'm afraid if I start using a credit card for quote security, I'll forget to pay off the balance every month.
The problem is that debit cards need to have the same protections as credit cards do, and that just hasn't happened.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know why that hasn't happened, to be honest, but it hasn't.
So let's see. Let's move on to the next story. That's on that credit card breach. It's on Krebs, of course. He has all the scoops. So Benny or Justin, whose story? Who's this Linux security alert? That sounds like a Benny story.
It is. I don't know. What are you talking about, man?
Go ahead, talk about it.
Okay, so basically, a local user can use, as long as they have the sudo capability, can use this flaw to escalate their privileges to root for longer than the required time. Supposedly, sudo will, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Some people don't call it that. Sudo will not properly parse the contents of the proc pid stat file when attempting to determine its controlling connection. So in some configurations, they could possibly use this to overwrite any file on the system, bypassing intended permissions or gain root shell. So, which, if you already have sudo access, I mean, I'm not saying that you might be able just to do sudo su and guess what, you're root now, or sudo bash.
Well, you can lock down what
you
can run with sudo. So
yes. I was just getting to that. So you shouldn't have that shouldn't be possible, but it also can be run on SE Linux enabled systems, supposedly. But looks pretty bad. So go ahead and patch your Linux system, because basically everybody is affected by it.
which you should have been doing anyway.
Yeah. If you're not following a good patch up, which it goes back to the WannaCry and the SambaCry, which I don't know if I have a SambaCry story in here or not, but the WannaCry finally hit Linux by going, people have Samba installed.
Yep.
It was a different bug, though.
Huh?
It was a different bug.
Yeah.
Right, but still, I don't know why you would have Samba on there. I mean, that's goofy.
Well, the question becomes: is why do you have Samba exposed to the internet?
Yep.
Why do you have SMB exposed to the internet? But you can go look right now on Shodan and find all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean it goes back to what we've always said is you should have a good patch system, updating system. You should always make sure that the systems that are facing the internet, or prod systems, or even your dev systems, if you do have something on dev that, like the sudo, where let's say people have the capability to run any application, then you should know that you're giving them that access. Don't just assume that, oh well, it's locked down. No, I was reading something today where someone had gotten breached, and I can't remember what the story was on, but the company didn't even know that they had that information was out there until the reporter called him up and said, "Hey, did you know about this?"
It happens all the time.
Yeah. So,
And for those curious, I just did the Showdown search, and there's 577,052 for port 445 and Samba.
and just as a side note for anyone that wants to buy the Shodan, what is it, the Pro license or whatever, they have great Black Friday deals. I got
Yeah, they do.
I got the Pro or whatever for $5 last year
On Black Friday?
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I did too. Yeah.
Awesome.
and a book. And it came with
they
a
gave you a
book
free
for
book,
like $5 more.
which he sends periodic updates on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because right now it's $50.
I paid $5.
The stuff that I found on Shodan will curl your hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Benny's
Well,
even.
Oh, I could use that.
Rick showed me something, and I'm like, oh, when the Pro comes down in price, I'm going to look at it. And I got this alert that said $5, and I'm like, literally 10 minutes later, I was like, yep, that's mine, and it's worth it. I mean, you're helping the guy out, and so
The amount of systems that are home entertainment systems that are found are outrageous.
Like Plex servers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I think attackers can be like, I'm going to turn the music on in the garage.
I'm going to steal all your personal photos that you put out on your Plex server for no good reason that you put on the internet.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Google's just doing that for you.
What?
Yeah.
That's a feature, not a bug.
That's a feature. Yeah.
Google only does what you tell Google to do. And as a co-author of Google Hacking for Penetration Testers, it's not anyone's fault except for the people who set up the servers that information's ending up out there.
Well, Google had the story that I was referring to was, and I want to say it was on Krebs or somebody like that, where they found out that Google has actually put this. They're doing a lot with AI now, and they did this thing for photos where if you have saved or sent somebody a picture, they will automatically share it with them. But if
all my nudes are out there, is that what you're trying to tell me?
But yeah, so basically it's just sharing it out with anybody or certain people. It kind of does that, but I can't find the story offhand right now. But
fake news.
Fake news, yeah.
Everything's fake news.
Of course, except for this next one. Can I go on the next one?
Go ahead.
Okay. Comcast Wi-Fi is serving self-promotional ads via a JavaScript injection.
That's the reason I don't use Comcast's Wi-Fi.
Would it make you feel better if they were injecting somebody else's ads?
Yeah. Or who says it's Comcast today, but what if it's Suddenlink tomorrow? Or...
Well, here's the thing. I'm moving away from Comcast. Let me find a name. I'm going to give these people a shout out. They're local to Cunnington. It's called, I think it's called like ArcNet. Let me look.
ArcNet.
ARX Web. I don't know how you pronounce that. But basically what it is they will set up like point-to-point microwave or like 4G LTE with your home, and they've pledged not to do any throttling. They've pledged not to sell your information, and it's actually cheaper than Comcast. So if you're in the Huntington area and you're interested in checking them out, it's ARX Web. Let me see if I find the website. That's not even related. Hang on a second. It's arxweb.com is the website.
Well, the thing that got me was, you look at this story, and I really wonder how soon people start, start putting in filters and things. I mean, they should be doing it now, but I don't know. It's
Net neutrality is dead. The FCC is going to kill it.
I thought they already did.
Well, they haven't completely killed it yet. My fear is they're going to really screw up the OSI model by monkeying with all this web traffic. They run the risk of breaking the internet.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing about this is like, right now this just for the Comcast thing, it just pops up this little red advertisement that says Xfinity Wi-Fi Pepe. And that was
Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe.
Really?
So yeah, exactly. So and they're like, Comcast is saying, oh well, we're not doing anything nefarious. Oh, not right now.
Well, there's the opportunity to do something nefarious, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's HTTPS everywhere too. Are they? I'll get it.
Somebody is calling me on Facebook.
Are they cute?
No.
It's not.
Well, they heard the story and they were just like, wait a minute.
It's Comcast.
It's Comcast.
No, it's not Comcast. I don't know why this guy would be calling me. It's bizarre.
Maybe he has trouble expressing his feelings and he feels that's the best way to do it.
Yep.
All I know is that now's not a good time.
So yeah, it opens up a can of worms that I don't know. I really don't like this.
Oh, that was my phone.
Did you throw it across the room?
It just fell off the desk.
Nice.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I think this is a slippery slope that I think I'm kind of interested to hear how people are going to work around it.
VPN's not going to save you.
Did you read the comment at the very bottom of that article?
No,
I think it's very nice.
Do you read the articles?
What?
Well, there's pictures. So, I mean,
Oh, okay.
it's the duty of the service provider to pull packets without treating them or modifying them or injecting stuff or forging packets. None of that should be in the province of the service provider, he said. Imagine every web page with a Comcast bug in the lower right-hand corner. It's the antithesis of what a service provider is supposed to do. We want internet access, not another version of cable TV.
That's what we're going to end up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if we've got local providers like ARX Web doing it in the last mile of the internet, what's to say that
upstream?
the peers, the peering services, what's to stop them from, metering your service? What is beeping?
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's a time bomb.
I'm scared for a second. I thought I was going to have to call Ray to come over and cut the red wire.
As long as he followed the International Terrorist Code of Wiring.
Yep.
Ray's the son of Marshall, by the way.
I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. What types of developments folks are going to do over this? Like, is I2P or Tor or both of them, or what? Is that going to help? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I2P and Tor they're both slow as heck. They are an alternative, but they've already been beset with problems in that if you go talk to anyone in law enforcement, they think that Tor and I2P is just for child porn and credit cards.
Not just law enforcement, just anybody. Yeah. It's general public.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying it's not just law enforcement. It's
Whoever labeled
The
it the dark
prosecutor
web.
I
needs to be
know
smashed.
wrote an entire chapter for a book on the dark web about how awful it was, and it was just basically the red light district, because that's how they experience it. They don't experience it as the Chinese dissident who wants to talk past the Great Firewall of China and not end up in jail for
So
dead.
here's a question. Here's a question that I have. This was actually raised. I can't remember where, but is there a way? Because we were talking about Tor, and I can't remember where I was talking about it. But is there a way to have secure communications anymore?
Encrypt.
Okay, so
It's
if
like
you would,
security with Benny, though. The only thing you can do is do the best you can. There's no absolute guarantee of privacy. There's no absolute guarantee of security. You can add layers of privacy and security to your communications. But
yeah.
if somebody wants to intercept your communications bad enough, they're going to find a way.
And secure against who?
Yeah.
My neighbors?
Are
Sure.
you worried about security about, yeah, you're secure against the neighbors, secure against hackers, secure against the surveillance state? All of these are different questions.
Well, and but my thing is, I think I'm kind of curious, and it's from this article that I started the conversation, and my thing was, can we, as a community, create a secure let's take a secure communications as far as like laptop. Let's just say that, and I'm not talking anything illicit or anything like that. Just trying to keep your information from getting out in the public.
I understand what you're saying. The problem is that law enforcement and also the people who are interested in signal intelligence are going to see any sort of system like that as a threat, and they'll do their best to crack it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's not
In
that's
fact,
a given.
the UK is talking about just basically outlawing encryption after the Manchester bombing.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're being serious about it. And we've fought the crypto wars now, since the 90s or really the 80s. Every time there's a bad incident, everybody wants to outlaw encryption. But that's the same encryption that protects your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Well, they
always
only
worried
want to
about
outlaw the bad encryption.
the bad encryption, right?
Yeah.
So they're worried about terrorists going dark. But I'm also kind of concerned about if somebody nefarious wants to siphon my bank account. It's the same encryption.
The nice thing about the Manchester bombing is that it didn't have anything to do with encryption.
Also, if you look at the
Yeah.
Paris attacks, those people were using no encrypted tools. And that
People have a hard time accepting that bad things happen to good people.
bad things happen to good
Yep.
people, and most people who have bad intentions are going to do whatever is known and convenient to them. And usually that's not encryption.
Well, and it kind of goes back to something that Darren Kitchen said on that on Jason Street's documentary for Nat Geo a couple of weeks ago.
That Nat Geo thing.
Yeah, the reporter asked them. They were showing the Wi-Fi pineapple, and he's like, "Well, aren't you afraid that bad people are using this?" And he's like, "It's like having a gun.
Yeah.
I make the tool. I can't guarantee what people are going to use it for. He uses it. He designed it for, and I'm badly paraphrasing on that, but he designed it for pen testers to try and test systems so that security would get better.
Well, as he points out, government and law enforcement are some of their biggest clients.
Exactly. So, anyway.
And I can tell you right now, as somebody who trains law enforcement and works, we do work with White Collar Crime Center. They're aware of these devices, and they're probably more onto what's being done nefarious with them or what they're capable of doing than a lot of people think.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that they're not.
I'm just pointing that out. A lot of people think law enforcement's stupid. Law enforcement is not stupid.
No. Nope. Okay, next story.
Okay, go on to the next story. You're doing a good job. Keep going.
Woo. So Google debuts a new way to follow your footsteps around the web.
Privacy.
This is lovely. Yeah, again with the privacy stuff. You see where there's a theme tonight. Do you see? So this is on the Sophos Naked Security blog.
I just like the name. Sophos.
Yeah. Sophos. So anyway, they are wanting. Google is wanting to again work with AI to show, I guess, investors or people that are using their service for advertising to show exactly how the ads are working. So they're starting to So they've got at the San Francisco Google Annual Marketing Next conference, they unleashed the latest tools for ads, analytics, and DoubleClick. They announced also that it's ready to answer the question that's been bugging marketers for ages: is my marketing working? They're training machine learning tools called Google Attribution on your buying activity. It's in beta right now, but they're going to be rolling it out over the next few months. So basically, they're wanting to see how you your buying patterns in the real world outside of off the web, so to speak. So that's kind of a scary thing that they're trying to it goes back to their do no evil. When did that go away? So
the problem is this isn't evil, it's just making them money.
It's making the money, but it's tracking what you do everywhere.
Well, they see this as making money, and they don't see it as evil.
Right,
You're going to have this constant fight inside of big corporations like Google and Facebook about they need to make money, and they need to make more money. And they're going to do that by selling content. And, you are the content.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can track you around and then sell your browsing habits to advertisers, it's a win-win situation for them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's where they're coming from.
Oh no, I understand. It's another one of those slippery slopes.
Yeah, it is a slippery slope.
And your name won't be attached, but
that's how they do it. They de-identify the information.
Yeah.
And somehow that makes it right. They do this with medical information. They de-identify it and then they aggregate it.
Yep.
It makes me nervous.
Well, that could actually serve some good, though.
It could, but if you don't properly de-identify it,
yeah,
you're
just doing an MD5 sum hash on the names.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yes, it is. It comes down to the at what point. Again, you've got the Comcast story, you've got this story. So what is going to be the hacker communities, the good guys, good folks?
Well,
what's going to be our workaround?
This problem is not new. Well, people have written ad blockers. People have written things like I2P. People have written things like Tor. It's an arms race. They'll come up with a new way of tracking us around or breaking our encryption. And I'm talking about us being the hacker community. The people are trying to secure information. And these greedy ass companies will find out ways to make money off of us. So I don't know of a workaround. I think it's an ongoing process that will go on forever.
As so far.
Yeah. It is very troubling. And the fact that we're having the same debate about encryption again, because there was a terrible attack where people died, And I'm not sure. Look at Comey's former head of the FBI's stance on encryption. He wanted backdoors.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. They do a really good job of protecting stuff. Look at Shadow Broker Leaks. Look at the major breaches we've had in the federal government. They're just like anyone else. It's hard for them to guard the super secret keys, especially if everyone knows they have the super secret keys, the super secret backdoors. They're going to try like hell to get them. And once they are breached, the entire system of encryption is broken.
I mean, you saw how much they saw about the TSA keys, the master keys.
It's true. I have 3 of them. Adrian made them for me.
I pulled down the STL files to 3D print them. Okay.
I forget which number it is. That basically all you need is a screwdriver that you can break it.
I think it's 2. I'll pull it up.
I can't remember, but yeah, I've done it. I've experimented with it. And now I can't lock my luggage anymore. But
well, you just go buy a new one, right? You just leave stuff in your luggage, like I'm
bad about. I try to carry on everything. I'm not the guy that breaks on like with a piece of luggage that's the size of my desk.
You try and wear all your clothes at the same time, so you don't have to.
I try to travel pretty light, and I hate to check luggage. I have friends that will take everything they own, but I don't trust it getting there. So I even when we went to Trinidad, I packed very, very light. If I can't get an overhead compartment under my seat, it doesn't go. And with this laptop ban I keep talking about being possible, that's going to be huge for a business. Not just hackers, but people going places for assessment or for work, but everyone who conducts business nowadays carries a laptop.
Yep.
And it's going to be a cluster.
I see Best Buy offering a rental service.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to deal with it I can think of. Either that, you put everything in the cloud, and you pick up a machine that's basically a terminal server that connects back to the cloud so you can get your stuff.
Hey, Google's got you covered. They got those Chromebooks.
Well, I've had a Chromebook. They're pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
I actually had one for a while, and I was like, I just have this computer and not do anything with it, so I ended up getting rid of it.
But just with the rentals, you're going to have the same problem that you do with a rental car. How many people attach their phones to the Bluetooth capabilities on your radio? So
how many people actually care?
Well, here's the thing with car forensics. What we're finding in research is that even if you, quote, delete it, the information is still there.
Yep.
And we found location data going back to where it was manufactured. So, yeah, the car forensics is the new hotness.
The new hotness?
Yeah.
Don't ever say that word again, Bill.
Well, it's not old and busted. It's the new hotness.
Yeah. Now, what moves it from?
That is from Men in Black 2. Men in Black 2 is one of my favorite movies.
Yep.
Really?
1's okay. 3 is awful. 2 is I can watch it over and over and over.
You're the exact opposite of the rest of the planet.
I'm sorry. I love Men in Black 2.
So, but then, the next story kind of leads into this as well, talking about having stuff out there. So you have one login. This is also a Krebs story. Breach exposed ability to decrypt your data. Mm-hmm. So
I have a Facebook friend who basically is trying to use one login to log into important infrastructure, and basically it's come back saying "F you" the username.
Ta-da!
That's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. This is an example, I think, of putting all your eggs in one basket. That's the reason I've never been a big fan of password managers. I said 5 years ago that 1Password and the rest of these services are going to be an issue if they ever get breached. And this is an example.
Well, LastPass has what 4 or 5 times, and people still
Oh
use
yeah,
it.
I wouldn't use LastPass if you paid me. But yeah, you're right.
Well, they just came out with a thing called Travel Mode, where it. I didn't read it very well, but somehow it takes the important passwords and takes them off your system, so that when you
There's all kinds of things that you can do, but people are going to do whatever is convenient. And I actually locked myself out on one of my VPNs and opened a help desk ticket, seeing if they could reset the VM for me. And they basically told me the reply back was, no, we can't do anything. Here's how you reset it, and you probably should write down your password. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
Yep.
But I still say that writing down your password is okay as long as you keep it in a safe place. Write down your password and lock it up someplace.
Oh, you mean like a password text file on your desktop, right?
Oh, I'm talking about a piece of
No,
freaking
Excel
paper.
spreadsheet.
Oh, an Excel spreadsheet, right?
Oh, on
Yeah.
penetration test, I found those desktop password files with the wire transfer, information on them
ACH
for me.
stuff, yeah.
Crazy stuff. If you want to, if you're breaking into a place with permission, try to find the accounting people because they're busy and they will do some really, really interesting things. If
They
it's
can
not on their
probably-
desktop and you get physical access, I'll bet you $10 is written down on their desk somewhere.
They also control the money,
keyboard.
which most companies care about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You control your money. HR is just as bad, and they have all of your personal identifiable information.
Which they also don't care about.
No, they don't.
Nope.
The new thing, Benny was just talking about the Jason Street National Geo documentary. Now I have clients who want assessments that are just like that. So I had to go out and I bought wearable cameras, a watch cam, bugging devices. So it'll be interesting. I got one coming up next week.
You
Yeah,
need to.
These people
need
are
some
surely
help on
mature,
these.
right?
Huh?
Go ahead, Benny.
Well, go ahead.
You need some interns.
I actually had to find an intern in this case because I'm known to the organization. I can't do it myself, so I had to find someone.
I'm assuming all these organizations have super mature patching models and
Well, here's the thing: is that this organization particularly is threat modeling based upon an honest-to-God threat, and they're worried about physical attacks. So it'll be interesting to see if their security awareness program works. But we think that we can do it. The other thing is this organization does not want shells on their system, so we're doing phishing using web bugs, which will basically is a bugged Word document that sends back the IP address of the person that opens it. Have you ever read John Strand and Paul Asadorian's book called Offensive Countermeasures?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's basically what we're doing. We're going to use web bugs and a web bug server, which is going to be internal. So we're going to do loose USB tests. We're going to scatter USBs out where they smoke and leave in the bathroom and stuff. But they don't want shells, so it's the only way I can figure out that would actually report whenever somebody put it in their computer or opened the email attachment. And you find this a lot. And I don't sell these as penetration tests. I tell them what they're getting are basically what they want, and what they want me to test them is not exactly how an attacker would go about it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I guess it would get them information, but
well, an attacker is not going to dally around, and I've actually convinced them to do a purple team where I send them real honest to God shells, and to see if they detect them or if it's detected by their software. But who knows? We'll find out. That's the reason my summer has been crazy. That and we have the Gen Cyber summer camp coming up the last week of June. We've picked our campers, and now we're rolling out we're planning our curriculum. And since it's NSA grant funded, we have to jump through a lot of hoops. But
Nice.
it's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Doing it for the shorties.
That is not what that means.
And he's banned again. Nice.
So let's see, where are we now? I guess it's all
That's it.
the. If you scroll down the show notes, there is a training coming up at Marshall University, July 17th, 18th, and 19th, profiling with digital evidence. There's 2 professors from Purdue coming. There is a cost associated with it. It's check out the flyer in the show notes, and it has all the information. And it should be a good time. I'm interested in seeing what they say.
Do you have this anywhere that's not embedded in a document? So
It's on my website. I mean, it's on my Facebook.
All right.
It's just all that is basically an image. You can copy and paste it out.
Yeah. I have to send it to my wife to have sent it to her coworker because she was talking about forensics and digital forensics. I went and talked to her class about digital forensics. And
This is more like, this will be more of a profiling thing. You know how the FBI profiles criminals? This is an idea. The idea here is profiling hackers. And I'll tell you right now that I'm going to have to see it to see if I really agree with them. But they've come up with their own models.
Is it just a class in spotting black hoodies? Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, basically what they say here is that attendees want how to locate internet web artifacts in order to create an investigative profile of the user or users of the computer system. The process model has been successfully applied to criminal cases, specifically homicides and internet child offenses. Internet child sex offenses. It's called the Applied Behavioral Investigative Process Model, and it's supposed to be tried and true. So it's a 3-day course, and it's hands-on. You'll actually be working with artifacts, and you'll learn how to identify common locations for artifact-based trace evidence, develop internet usage behavior signatures, effectively investigate cases involving multi-user, multi-suspect digital evidence. And the instructors are Dr. Marcus Rogers from Purdue and another professor from Purdue named Kate Speller. But you can check it out there on the show notes or check it out on my Facebook page.
Cool.
Does anyone have anything else? We have now been on the phone with each other for 3 hours because we did a 3 to 4 Geeks call before this. Benny, is there anything else you want to say about HackerCon Secure WV before we sign off?
You should go. You should sponsor and go.
You should sponsor and go and have a good time. Oh, yeah, I forgot Hacker Karaoke.
Hacker Karaoke this year. We had a lot of fun last year.
That was pretty awesome.
That was
It was fun watching you guys on Facebook.
Yeah, now you should actually, I don't know, come down next time and participate.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rick and I decided that I would take the drunks on Friday night. He would take the drunks on Saturday night.
I do not think that works if you are amongst them.
I don't
Yeah.
know
No, I'm
that
just
I was
kidding.
even drinking.
Huh?
I don't even think I was drinking.
You may not have, but everyone else was.
See,
No,
Bill
I-
should have taken the drugs both nights.
Yeah,
Pretty much full.
Out for donuts.
I can't remember why I didn't stay. I think I was getting a headache or something. I had been there.
I had some friends give me some BS excuse about a WVU game of some sort.
No, screw WVU.
Sports ball.
Yeah, it was a sports ball game.
Sports ball. Yeah,
Anyway.
Bill likes WVU. He's a big
Whatever.
WVU fan.
Don't even start with me.
So, if we do have WVU groups want to sponsor,
It's not a problem.
Are you guys going to be like? I'm
No.
going to put them right across from you guys.
You know, the thing is with WVU is that we don't
Their
have a problem
mascot,
with
your
WVU,
mascot?
and of course, I'm talking about we being Marsh University. They see us as the little brother. Everyone at they call us. This is. I got this from a good source. At the State House, the West Virginia, the WVU constituency, the contingency calls us Cabell County Community College.
Sorry.
And so we try to play nice with them, and they do not try to play nice with us. And now that we're involved in this budget battle where they're talking about a state shutdown here in West Virginia, everyone's scrapping for everything they can get. But I think there's a lot of low blows that come from Morgantown when it comes to us. We are a Class A university with an international footprint, and we have the best forensic science program in the world. According to
I'm just going to say this. You
According to
guys,
Wiki?
yeah,
Huh?
according to Wiki.
No, the feedback.
You guys-
Serious
You
feedback
guys
is
fight. You guys fight amongst yourselves, but then those of us that actually went to state college, you guys hate us. I don't
well.
want to hear it.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't hate you all.
I went to
Yeah, you
Wesleyan,
do.
so I don't even.
You went to private college.
Yeah.
Pinky out.
So the whole thing is that you can ask them a sponsor, but if they find out we're going to be there, it might be a problem.
Or we could say that you guys are only giving us so much money. They should.
Yeah, good luck with that. No one has money at this point.
No, actually,
Throw it out
the
there.
guys I talked to, didn't care that you guys.
We
were there.
we are at the point in this state where we don't know if we're going to get paychecks after June 30th. So we'll see.
You're
And
gonna
we
get
have
paychecks.
we had legislatures. We have legislators they're playing chicken with the ship of state for the second time in a row. They want to cut. We've taken millions of dollars of cuts at state universities. If you want to invest in infrastructure, invest in higher education so that we have people that have in the state have the skills to attract industry. We can't make everyone a coal miner. My father was a coal miner.
Mining coal.
My grandfather died in the coal mines. You can talk about coal all day long. Coal put food on the table. It bought me basketball shoes when I was a kid. But coal is dead, and this state has been run by the coal industry for so long. They don't understand how to move on without coal.
Look, here's the thing: coal output really hasn't changed that much, but coal mining has.
Automation, it's like everything else. It's not just going to be coal mining moving forward. Unless you're building robots, taking care of robots, or securing robots, you're going to have problems having a job. And I don't know if they'll replace college professors, but there's AI out there already that have replaced lawyers. So
here's the thing: everyone thinks it's not going to be their job, and I've talked to a bunch of people, from pharmacists to college professors.
Pharmacy could easily be automated.
Yeah, but everybody says that about everybody else's job.
I know I say college professors could be automated, maybe, but I'll just go back to being a security guy, right? I'll secure the
I'm just hoping
robots.
robots take my job. They could probably do it better than I do.
No, I think that really and that's the reason people are pushing STEM, and I know STEM's big and everything, and I work in a STEM field. I have 2 degrees in liberal arts. Critical thinking is important too, but it's going to be interesting. The robots are going to come take our jobs, and we need to figure that out. Anyway, now that we've gone down the rabbit hole.
That's depressing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, on that note, actually, we should probably get off here. I said that 6 minutes ago. Anyway, thank you all for coming on. You're invited back. I can tell you right now, based upon the subscription numbers in RSS, that usually whenever Benny is on, we have more listeners.
Really?
Yeah. So
Hi, Bill's mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Betty's mom.
So
I'm
no, we
paying those people. That's good money. I was paying them to do stuff.
well, the thing
No,
about
it's just because I have a face for radio. Okay.
Here's the thing, is that we did some shows that were kind of inside baseball infosec. This show has always been about security and privacy in plain language, and you all do a good job of doing that. So moving forward, I think the mission of this podcast is to continue to be about security and privacy in plain language, because there's not a lot of podcasts out there that will do plain language, talk about this stuff. And there's enough podcasts in the world to talk about inside baseball and inside baseball infosec. So I really want to have a podcast my mother can listen to, except when I cuss, of course. That's what we're trying to do.
Awesome.
Cool.
Damn it. Anyway, I am going to stop the broadcast. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week for another exciting episode of Reboot It. Good night.
Dun dun dun.